It's 105.5 WDHA, and it's that time of year. Snow coming, turkey, presents, all those good things. And that must mean it's time for Gary Hoey to come back. Gary, good morning and welcome back to WDHA.
Good morning, my friend. How are you? Great to be on again. Good to see you.
The Ho-Ho-Hoey Rockin Holiday Tour is back, and it gets into our area on November 26th at the beautiful Debonair Music Hall in Teaneck. Gary, I need your help with something because I'm going through a midlife crisis.
Okay.
Now, I'm doing all the things that you recommend on your Facebook page. I'm drinking a lot of water these days. I'm walking. I'm doing all the exercises. But sometimes when guys go through midlife crises, they get a flashy car or they do something like that. So I got this pedal, and this simulates the classic Liverpool sound.
Nice.
Brian May, Tom Petty. So it's small. It's really cool. Don't need an amp.
Love it.
Well, then I went and I said, well, I need to do something else. So I went out and I got the Vox Mini Super Beetle.
Nice.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Beautiful.
And I love it. It's great sound. But then, well, this kind of fell into my lap.
Oh, goodness. Here we go. And it goes on and on.
It goes on and on. That's a Vox AC15 stack. You're supposed to go bigger to smaller as you get older. I'm going in the reverse. Gary, you got to help me here.
You know, you have that disease. I forget what they call it, but we just have to keep getting stuff.
I think it's gas gear acquisition syndrome.
That's what it is. Exactly. Too much of that. But you know what? You're buying good stuff. You know, I always said get good quality equipment and it will last a lifetime. So, and at least you're getting it now when you can sit and enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I need to learn how to play, but that's a whole nother issue. So what's on tap for us when you come back to the Debonair? What do you got going on?
Well, I'm excited to come back and do my holiday show again. I'll have Matt Starr on drums again, a great drummer who plays with Ace Frehley from Kiss, and really great guy. And a bass player named Sam Colts from New York who's coming in. And you know, we're just excited to bring the holiday show. 27 years ago, I started recording this Christmas music, just thinking, you know, I'll just kind of change up Christmas, add a little rock and roll to it. I never thought I would become part of people's tradition. And it really is just a great feeling to get there and now see different generations of kids coming with their parents. And it makes me happy, you know, it just, and so they'll hear a lot of the classics, like they'll hear, you know, obviously. You'll have to hear Mr. Grinch, you know. You know, we're going to play the Grinch. We're going to do, you know, a lot of the favorites like 12 Days of Christmas, The First Noel. And then we'll get back to like some of that, you know, even I like the old 50s stuff like. You know, that old school kind of Christmas sound. And then we'll probably do like the hits like Hocus Pocus and things like that we are known for, you know.
One of the things is it's like watching an elite athlete. You make it look so easy when you play, Gary. You really do.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much. Well, you know, I'm blessed. I've been able to do this my whole life, and just, you know, I guess it's a part of me at this point.
Gary Hoey is my guest this morning here at 105.5 WDHA. Some of your stuff, I understand, is on Hallmark Music greeting cards, correct?
Yeah, you know, amazing the fact that we got our music in a few different places that I never dreamed in my life. Like Hallmark put a few of the musical cards when you open them up, and it's my arrangements, my recording that, you know, they did a licensing thing, and it was just incredible. I have a few of them actually in my little storage over here that I've been saving them because it's just such a nice momentum to be part of. And we also got the movie Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito. If you watch the end credits, it's my version of Deck the Halls, and so just, you know, little things like that make it feel like it really hit somewhere.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned movies because I have an idea for a Hallmark Christmas movie. It could be disillusioned girl from small town or disillusioned girl from big city goes to club and sees this amazing guitar player who shows her the true meaning of Christmas. And there you are, Gary. You're in the starring role. What do you think?
I'm ready to go. I'm ready for my close-up. Let's do it, man. You can write the script. We'll do the music together.
Well, I think the script has already been written because it's the same movie over and over, just reversed, whether it's small town or big city.
It's true. It works though.
What's your favorite part of the holiday season?
Well, for me, the holiday season for me growing up, I grew up north of Boston. My mom used to always play the holiday music. She made it feel like Christmas. She would play the Bing Crosby, the Johnny Mathis, Elvis Christmas. And, for me, like my tradition is like we always open one gift on Christmas Eve with the kids, let them open one gift, get excited, but they have to wait till Christmas morning to open the rest of the stuff. And then laid in some music. The Johnny Mathis, Bing Crosby. I got to put a little Ho-Ho-Hoey in there. And but to me, it's really about being with family, man. Just hanging out with family and having a good time. And when I recorded this holiday music, that's all I was thinking of was I never thought it would be famous. I never thought I'd be talking to you still all these years later. I literally thought it was just going to be bumper music for radio friends and maybe something you could play at a party in the background. But I didn't think it would become a tradition,
This is 2 decades now you've been doing this tour, correct?
Yeah, it's been two decades or more, and it's just fun. It just keeps getting better, and my son is 21 years old. He plays the guitar, and he wants to carry on the tradition. When I retire, when I'm 92.
Gary Hoey, my guest here at 105.5 WDHA, the Ho-Ho-Hoey Rockin Holiday Tour back. They'll be in our area at the Debonair Music Hall in Teaneck on November 26th. What's your favorite Christmas song to play after all these years?
Well, for me, it's sometimes it's obviously the crowd will make it sort of for me because they react to certain things like, the Grinch or the 12 Days of Christmas or Santa Claus Coming to Town, things like that. But for me, I love to play some of the ones that like go back to I've got this little Fender amp sitting over here, but I just switched to like a little delay. But I love the sound of like that. Like when I hear First Noel, it brings me back to when I was a little kid and I wanted like that bike, or I wanted that toy, that certain thing that made you just really wait for Christmas. That's the song when I play live. I just love it.
And what would be on the other side? Like, oh boy, I got to do something different with this song because just can't take it. For me, it's Burl Ives' Holly Jolly Christmas. That song drives me out of my mind.
Yes, well, exactly. I mean, there's a few like that where like when I was collecting music for the holidays, there were ones I'm like, there's no way I could do, Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer. There's no way I could do Marshmallow World. There's like certain ones that just, I can't do anything with it and still feel cool. But that's for it. And us in our live show, there's really nothing I don't like to play. I mean, maybe like sometimes I am getting old. I really am. Because sometimes I'll be playing like Frosty the Snowman, right? And I'll be playing. And in the middle of it, I'll start going. And I'll start playing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And my bass player goes, dude, you're playing the wrong song. I'm like, sorry, I'll catch up in a minute. It's really funny when it happens. I'm like, what song are we in? They all sound the same after a while,
Some of them actually do. Maybe that's part of it. I worked retail for a couple of years, and one of the guys who worked in the take two. One of the guys who worked in the store played that Burl Ives song. It seemed like it was on repeat, and Gary, it drove me out of my mind. I finally just couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, that's what it is. That's what I didn't want my Christmas music to make people want to like run away. But, I think back in the day, everybody rips everybody off. I think back in the 1800s when they were writing these early songs, some guy was like, hey, I got a song idea. And it goes. And then another guy goes, oh, what about this one? They almost sound exactly the same. Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And 12 Days of Christmas, or this one here. And the thing I will say is this: I have learned so much from playing Christmas music as a musician. To study those melodies, some of them are 400 years old, and there's still beautiful melodies and beautiful arrangements of songs. So it's always good for a guitar player like yourself to just go back and kind of play some of those melodies. They're beautiful.
One of the things that I mentioned this to you before we got on, you did a video for True Fire, and I've been looking at them because I think, it's about time I have all these amplifiers. Now I got to do something with them. It's about time I really learned how to play the guitar. And one of your videos was what caught my eye on that.
Yes. True Fire does an amazing job. I flew down to Florida. They had multi-cameras filming it, the close-ups of the hands. You can slow it down. You can loop it. It's a great way to learn. And I love working with them. And I always tell people, get the subscription because there's so much great stuff from other artists. And there's like the 30 blues licks you must know and things like that. And me and my son will go on there, and we'll like learn stuff because you can never stop learning. And, but I do think True Fire does a great job. And, it's worth getting the whole, whatever the monthly is, it's worth it.
Saturday, November 26th at the Debonair Music Hall in Teaneck. Your opening act actually is, and I don't know if you know Brian or not, Brian Rigby, who's from my town here in New Jersey, is a wonderful singer-songwriter. I think it's great that the two of you are on the same bill, and I hope you have a chance to check him out if you haven't already.
Yes, absolutely. I will be there early, and I'm looking forward to hearing him play. I definitely know who he is. I don't know if we've actually met yet officially, but we will. I'm looking forward.
All the details are on Gary's website, GaryHoey.com. Gary, thank you so much for joining us, and ho-ho-hoey to you too this time of year.
My pleasure, my friend. And if you ever want to jump on Zoom with you and me and play a couple blues licks, let me know.